Tucker Carlson is now starting to prepare his audience for what he believes is an indictment of Donald Trump that is coming. Now, there's a couple different reasons why Tucker Carlson may be doing this. One of the reasons may be that he is trying to soften the blow and preemptively sort of deflate what may be coming so that when it happens, he can say, we knew this was going to happen. This is part of the scam. It's part of the witch hunt, whatever. Tucker Carlson seems to be pretty friendly with Trump right now. You might remember that a few weeks ago at this, Saudi-backed Live Golf Tournament, LIV Golf Tournament at Bedminster in, I think it's Jersey. Tucker Carlson and Marjorie Taylor Greene and Trump were photographed together hanging out. So Tucker clearly has some kind of vested interest in this. And he is now kind of just saying as an aside, the indictment's coming. It's not even if, it's more a matter of when.
There's nothing to see here. That's the line. And no doubt Asa Hutchinson and Mitch McConnell and Dan Crenshaw and the rest of them will be telling you the very same thing when the Biden Justice Department or some other state law enforcement agency under their influence finally does what you know they're going to do, which is indict Donald Trump. Obviously, they're going to do that.
So the point here is saying these people are so biased. These people are so in the tank against Trump. They are so viciously determined to damage him that the indictment is coming, but it's going to be a bogus indictment. It's not going to be based on anything.
Who knows how? Maybe they'll produce surveillance video from Mar-a-Lago. Apparently, they've already subpoenaed that. We'll spend the next year talking about how it shows Trump mishandling classified information. Really? On the server. Remember the endless Russia collusion hoax? We're in for a lot more of that.
The endless Russia collusion hoax, which led to 37 indictments and so many people ultimately pleading guilty that it recovered more money than it cost to run that investigation. That's the witch hunt Tucker is talking about. That's revisionist history.
They'll scream at how Trump is a criminal. And if you expressed any support for him or any interest in retaining, I don't know, the rights of free speech and due process, you're a criminal too.
Now, of course, Trump's rights of free speech have not been restricted in any way by those investigating him. It is true that he was banned by Twitter 2 years ago, has nothing to do with the investigation, has nothing to do with the First Amendment, private company with terms of service. But that Trump has been saying whatever he wants, and he can get interviewed wherever he wants, at least in right-wing media, anytime he wants. And in terms of due process, all the I's have been crossed and T's dotted. I know, as Sean Hannity said last week.
In fact, you are the threat. You're the threat. And just mentioning that you disagree with what is happening is an attack on our government. That's their style. Just the other day, after signing off of the Mar-a-Lago raid, your Attorney General, Merrick Garland, came on stage to whine about how actually he was the victim here. He's the victim. Apparently, some people disagreed with the raid. So the FBI, the most heavily armed domestic law enforcement agency in the world, is now under threat from you.
Well, yes, that is absolutely true. There were death threats to FBI agents. Gunmen showed up at FBI offices, including in Cincinnati. Tucker is completely unhinged. And he wants us to believe that the victim here is Trump. Trump's had his free speech taken away. No, he hasn't. Trump's had due process denied. No, he hasn't. And it's really Trump that is the victim. So there's the view from Tucker. Tucker, who recently hung out with Trump at his golf club. He is in a position to give us a really honest and unbiased assessment. Now, the other thing that I think is interesting is the right seems to be talking much more about an indictment than the left. Many on the left are sort of resigned to a possible fate, which is this isn't going to go anywhere in terms of indictments. The right continues to say, oh, they're going after this guy. I was looking at the conservative subreddit the other day, and they're going on and on about how there's a secret grand jury in D.C. that's imminently going to indict Trump. Why are they starting rumors about their own guy going down? Is it a sort of negative visualization in the style of the Stoic philosophers? I don't think so. Is it about diffusing the power of the indictment when it eventually comes? Because then it looks more like a plot rather than actual justice and due process? Maybe. Or is it all to rile up the extremists so that some of them commit the stochastic terrorism that many of us fear is coming? Solely because the possibility of violence may actually interfere with the investigation. And when there is actual violence, it's probably useful to many of the people that are supporting Donald Trump globally. to put it lightly. I don't know the answer, but you're hearing a lot more indictment talk from the right than from the left. So there's Tucker's view. If you think Tucker is able to fairly assess the situation, that's his perspective, that an indictment is coming, but it is a bogus indictment. One of our sponsors today is Feels. Feels is a premium CBD designed to help you feel your best, delivered right to your door. With everything going on in our daily lives, we all need to take a moment to relax, and that's where Feels comes in. Many people report CBD helping with anxiety, stress, and sleeplessness. If you have aches or pains, there are people who use CBD as a safe, natural method for relieving pain without side effects. Feels CBD oil is awesome. The CBD-infused mints are great. They leave you with fresh breath. You can try Feels caffeine-free focus melts to get you through the afternoon slump. Feels even offers a free hotline with experts to give you advice about CBD, dosage, finding the right starting point. And when you join the Feels monthly membership, you'll save money on every order, and you can pause or cancel at any time. Become a member today. Get 50% off your first order with free shipping when you go to feels.com/DavidP and use the code DavidP. The link is down below.